Stop what you're doing, because Fabrizio Romano has just spoken, on his own channel, and Manchester United fans are not going to want to miss this one. Two names, two situations, both connected to Old Trafford. One involves a midfielder at Real Madrid who most fans assumed was completely untouchable. The other involves a rising English talent that could reshape United's entire midfield for the next decade. And that's not even everything, because there's a third name quietly building momentum behind the scenes. One that hasn't got the headlines yet, but might be about to. This is everything we know. This is what it actually means. And this is where the situation gets complicated. Let's get into it. Now, before we go any further, let's set the scene. Manchester United's midfield has been a talking point for years, not months, years. Every transfer window, the same conversation resurfaces. Do United have enough control in there? Enough physicality? Enough ball progression to compete with the best teams in Europe? And every summer, fans get told, this is the window we fix it. So when three genuinely interesting midfield names start appearing in connection with Old Trafford in the same news cycle, you pay attention. Because this isn't noise. This is a pattern, and patterns usually mean something is being planned behind the scenes. Let's start with the biggest name on the list, Aurélien Tchouaméni. According to reports, Manchester United are among the clubs monitoring the Real Madrid midfielder as a possible signing this summer. And this is where it gets serious, because this isn't just paper talk from anonymous sources anymore. Fabrizio Romano himself addressed the Tchouaméni situation on his own YouTube channel. Romano, the most trusted name in world football transfer news. Now, it's important we're precise about what that means. Romano providing an update on a situation is not the same as confirming a transfer. But when Romano dedicates airtime to a story on his own channel, that tells you the situation is real, and it's being taken seriously behind the scenes. Now, let's be clear about what that means right now. This is being reported as interest, not an approach, not a bid, not an agreement. But when a club like Manchester United is being credibly linked with a player of Tchouaméni's profile, it's worth understanding exactly why. Tchouaméni arrived at Real Madrid as one of the most sought-after young midfielders in world football. A player built for the highest level, composed on the ball, physically dominant, comfortable dropping into defence or driving forward. Exactly the kind of profile United have been searching for. But here's where things get interesting. Real Madrid don't sell important players easily, and Tchouaméni, when fully fit and in form, is exactly the kind of midfielder most elite clubs build around, not move on from. So if there is genuine interest from Manchester United, the real question becomes, why now? Is this about game time? Squad rotation at Madrid? Or is United simply doing what smart clubs do, keeping tabs on every available top-level midfielder, just in case an opportunity appears? That's not the whole story, though. Because while Tchouaméni's name is generating headlines, another midfielder, in a completely different part of Europe, is also on United's radar. Let's talk about Felix Nmecha. According to reports, Manchester United are also considering the Borussia Dortmund midfielder as a possible option this summer. Now here's the detail most fans have missed. Nmecha isn't just another name being thrown around. He's a player who's developed steadily in the Bundesliga, known for his energy, his passing range, and his ability to arrive late into the box, a trait that's genuinely rare among modern central midfielders. If United's midfield rebuild is about control and physicality with Tchouaméni-type profiles, then Nmecha represents something slightly different: athleticism, dynamism, a box-to-box presence. And that raises an important tactical question. Are United looking for one marquee midfield addition? Or are they exploring multiple profiles to see which system fits best under the current setup? Because those are two very different transfer strategies. One is about identifying a single statement signing. The other is about restructuring the entire midfield conversation. And right now, based on what's being reported, it looks like United might be doing exactly that, casting a wide net before committing to a direction. That's smart business, if true. But it also means fans should be cautious about assuming any single name is close to being finalised. Now here's where the situation becomes even more layered. Because while Tchouaméni and Nmecha continue to be reported as options, a third name has entered the conversation. And this one comes with the same level of credibility as the Tchouaméni story. Alex Scott, Bournemouth. According to reports, Manchester United have also been linked with the Bournemouth midfielder. And here's the detail that's turning heads. Fabrizio Romano covered the Alex Scott situation on the very same YouTube channel Update where he addressed Tchouaméni. Think about that for a second. Two names, one update, both tied to Manchester United. That's not a coincidence you can just brush aside. When a journalist of Romano's standing links two situations to the same club, in the same breath, it tells you United's midfield search is active on more than one front at once. Now let's talk about why Alex Scott matters. Scott represents a completely different type of investment compared to Tchouaméni. Younger, Premier League proven, already adapted to the physicality and pace of English football. A player who's impressed at Bournemouth with his composure and his range of passing for someone still so early in his career. If Tchouaméni is the statement signing and Nmecha is the tactical alternative, Scott fits a third category entirely, the long-term homegrown field project with immediate top-flight readiness. And that's exactly the kind of profile that excites recruitment departments. Because he doesn't need time to adjust to English football, he's already playing in it, and playing well. Because while that was happening, whispers about United's broader recruitment strategy started building. Multiple midfield names, multiple profiles, multiple leagues, and now multiple confirmations from one of the most reliable voices in football journalism. Which brings us to the biggest question of all. What is Manchester United actually planning here? Let's break this down properly because this is where analysis matters more than headlines. If these reports are accurate, and again we want to stress, these are being reported as interest and considerations, not confirmed agreements, then United appear to be doing something they haven't always done well in recent years, being thorough. Rather than fixating on one target and hoping the deal falls into place, the club appears to be assessing multiple midfield profiles simultaneously. That's not weakness. That's a modern recruitment approach used by most successful clubs across Europe. But it also creates uncertainty for supporters. Because when three names are floating around at once, fans naturally start asking, which one is actually realistic? Which one fits Amorim's system? And which one is simply due diligence rather than a genuine priority? Here's the honest answer. We don't know yet. And any credible football journalist would tell you the same thing right now. What we can say is this. The profiles being discussed suggest United are serious about adding control, physicality and dynamism to the middle of the park. That much is consistent across all three names. So let's talk about what this could mean for the squad. If United do move for a player like Tchouaméni, that signals ambition at the very top end of the market, a statement of intent. The kind of signing that changes how rival clubs and rival fans view United's project moving forward.